Okay, what is my heritage? I have to go back to my grandparents. On my father's mother's side, she's German, and we didn't even know this until a few years ago because my parents were old parents. My father was 55 when he had me, and he already had 7 other kids. So I never knew my father's father or mother. But his mother was German, and during World War II, they didn't like the Germans pretty much, so it was really kept quiet until a few years ago that she was German. My father's father was Welsh and French Canadian, and my mother's mother was French Canadian, and my mother's father was French Canadian. And something interesting is my mother's father and my father's father were cousins, first cousins. No, my mother's father and my father's father were brothers, so my parents are cousins. So that's always weird. And when they ask what maiden names were, I'll say Cookson, and they'll say, you know, but that's your mother's maiden name. So that's what the maiden name was. My maiden name is Cookson. My married name is Aceta. I married into an Italian family, Italian, and my husband's father was Italian, and my husband's mother was Polish and Russian. So my kids are Welsh, French Canadian, Polish, Russian, and Italian. So that's a big mouthful. Um, also a sad thing about my mother she when my mother was 8 years old, her mother died, and my mother had five. Well, there were five in my mother's family, and her mother died when she was 8. She was the oldest of five, and um, when she died, my mother's grandmother volunteered to take all the kids in because she came from a large family. So she volunteered to take all the kids in, but my mother's father refused. So, and my mother's father put her in an orphanage. So she grew up in an orphanage with her brother and sisters. And she said, used to tell me stories about how she had to go down at night. She was 8 years old. She had to go down at night to her 2-year-old sister to comfort her because the 2-year-old sister was crying for her mother all the time. So my mother had a really bad upbringing. My mother always said, when a mother dies, it's terrible, and it really is because I felt that way when my mother died. I think that's about it. I just went into a little history, but that's it.